As partners, it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves so that we can be as healthy and happy as possible for our partners, our children, our family, and friends. You want your partner to be healthy. You want you to be healthy. But you think more of, I want my partner to be healthy, or I want my kids to be healthy. We all need to be healthy to have, to have a good life. Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Talk Love with Carol show. This is episode 49, and it's Lessons from a Flight Attendant. So, this is not going to be the first time you heard this. Put on your oxygen mask first, then put on the mask of children and anyone else that needs your help. Okay, let me tell you what this has to do with relationships. But first, I'm Dr. Carol Henry. I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach, and I've been working with couples for over 30 years. So these Talk Love with Carol episodes are to give you some different ideas about how to grow your relationship. So, here we go. So why do we put our oxygen mask on first before we put it on our kids? You'd think you'd want to help them first. But here's the thing. We're no good if we're not able to breathe, to function fully, think clearly, keep our cool. All things that would prevent us from being fully present for the other people in our lives and for ourselves, right? This definitely applies to us in relationship. And guess what I'm referring to? Self-care. As partners, it's our responsibility to take care of ourselves so that we can be as healthy and happy as possible for our partners, our children, our family, and friends. And I'm not talking necessarily about self-care today in the same way as I sometimes talk about it. But I want to tell you what I mean by self-care. And by the way, it's a relationship positive action to take care of yourself. You know that. You want your partner to be healthy. You want you to be healthy. But you think more of, I want my partner to be healthy, or I want my kids to be healthy. We all need to be healthy to have, to have a good life. So, in self-care today, I'm going to talk about, number one, eating healthy and the right amount. And there's likely people listening that are nutritional experts, and I am not one. And this isn't about losing weight or anything like that. It's instead about loving yourself enough to take the time and spend the energy to provide yourself with healthy food so that you can be healthy. So often we're sort of invited by ourselves to have fast food or eat something unfortunate for dinner or something unhealthy. Let's just say that, unhealthy for dinner. And I'm saying most of the time, opt for the healthy. Spend that extra few minutes getting something that you can really be proud of. You can feel like you're nurturing yourself and you're taking care of yourself. And of course, your partner, and of course, kids too. That's part of self-care. It's not just getting a massage or exercising, although exercise is important. So sleep, self-care with sleep. Remember, you're doing things for yourself in the service of your relationship, in the service of your family, and in the service of yourself. Okay, sleep. To value yourself enough to sleep the right amount, which tends to be 7 or 8 hours. For some people, even a little more. And it might mean one less TV program. Yeah, it really might. And I'm hoping that most of the time you'll vote for you and your health rather than just your TV watching. Okay, now exercise. Daily moving your body on purpose to keep yourself physically and emotionally healthy. There it is. That's self-care too, of course. Okay, another element is having a hobby that you enjoy. Now, some people that are really busy and they're maybe in their 30s, 40s, or 20s, 30s, 40s, they have kids, they have career, they're trying to, climb the ladder in, or they just have a number of kids and they're homeschooling them, whatever it is. It might be hard to think of a hobby, but if you have that one thing that you like to do whenever you can, then that tends to be something that creates happiness, and also it gives you a little respite, some where you can gather some energy. It might be gardening, it might be reading. Reading is a hobby. Because some people don't do it, so it could be reading, it could be doing something with your hands, woodwork, or knitting, something like that, painting the house, whatever. The hobby there would be decor, I guess. Okay, so self-care also includes seeing friends and having fun with them. That I think everybody should be able to do once in a while, if not often. It depends on your life situation, of course, but once in a while, to know that you're going to be able to just actually physically be with your friends. It wouldn't just be great now after COVID, we've been longing for that, and now it's doubly and triply important. So these are components of a healthy and happy life. Can you see why these things are important and are actually moves and actions that are great for your relationship? Because you're taking care of yourself. You're being that healthy, rested, physically fit. And I'm not talking about bodybuilders, anything like that. I'm just talking about keeping up with your body, keeping your body at a good level. Okay. Let's talk about when you're sick, injured, or you think you might be sick or injured. What do? Remember, this is about taking care of yourself. Okay. Most of us wait and see a day or two to see if it goes away. Sure, if it resolves. And that works well for many things. But remember, we're talking about taking care of yourself for the sake of yourself, of course, and also for the sake of your relationship. If something's wrong with you and it hangs around too long, after your day or two of hoping it will go away, and it often does, so I don't mean delusional. Or if it's serious, you probably need to consult an appropriate provider. And the reason I'm talking about this is so many people, so many of the couples I work with complain. One of them complains about the other one not going, not seeking help, not going to the doctor or the dentist or whatever, but especially the doctor. If you have something that's lingered and is not getting better and is serious, and you don't know if it's serious, but it's not just, gee, I have toenail fungus or something, although that you can fix that too. But anyway, we're denying the issue. If you do wait much longer than your partner or your friends are comfortable with, take a look at what might be going on. What's behind the denial? Or just like, no, I'm not going to the doctor. No. What's behind that? Is it fear? Is it distrust? Is it you can't find the time? Let's look at fear. It's scary to think you might have a certain illness. And that fear keeps you from confronting the issue. And it causes you both to not take care of it and to worry about it a lot. I'm going to give you an example. I had a client once who had, he wouldn't go to get a colonoscopy, even though he had blood, he had bleeding. He was terrified because there'd been colon cancer in his family. And he really was worried that he had colon cancer. It really, really worried him. When he finally had the colonoscopy, it turned out he had hemorrhoids. But I can't tell you how long it took him to schedule this colonoscopy because of his terror about what does it mean that I have bleeding. All that fear for nothing. Those weeks and weeks, and maybe even more than a month. He was so relieved, but he'd literally spent the month thinking about thinking that he had cancer and he was going to die. And his wife was worried too, and it was a topic that they argued about a lot. Okay, that's an example of somebody not going in quickly when they know they have something wrong that's not stopping. Okay, I'll tell you one more. I have a client that was afraid she was having early onset dementia, which her grandmother had died from, it turns out. She didn't want to seek medical attention because she just didn't want to know. She was too scared of that diagnosis. When she finally did go, she found out she had 3 things. 1, non-symptomatic urinary tract infection. 2, low thyroid function. And 3, iron insufficiency. When she got these under control, finally, she was back to her former self. So I really understood why she was afraid, but she was terrified. She really had seen, when she was a little girl, she'd seen her grandma go through this. So again, she had so much fear and so much agony thinking she was going to have Alzheimer's, early onset Alzheimer's, pardon me, that she didn't seek help. And finally she got those things that it took a while for them to go away. So now not everybody has a good outcome when they go. Sometimes they found out they had cancer, or they just go to the doctor and find out that they had cancer. That happened to me. But then I took care of it. I did what I needed to, and it was okay. I actually didn't have that. I went just for my regular mammogram. So it can be what you think it is, or it can be what you don't even think it is, or it could be much better than what you think it is. So no matter what, you gotta go. You've got to take care of yourself in the way that you need to. I'll leave it at that. Okay, there's another reason why people don't go to the doctor, and that's distrust. Maybe they've had, or a parent had, or a sibling had a misdiagnosis, or a terrible outcome. It was really traumatic for them, themselves, to see that their loved one had these things. But you could really decide that's not a reason not to go. Instead of spending time not going because of this, spend time researching really good providers, excellent providers. Ask people, read the reviews, find the best one, and then you can maybe trust them. So the last reason, probably not the last reason, the last one I'm going to talk about is why people aren't taking care of themselves if they're sick or injured, is time. And they just feel like they can't find the time. They have so many time pressures. And it's important to make that a priority, making yourself that priority so that you can do the things with your family that you want to. Be that person, that healthy person, or that healthy again person that you want to be. So as you think about these things I've mentioned, I want you to do a self-inventory about how you're doing in these areas. A self-inventory is just really sit down and have a conversation with yourself. It's come to you time. Do I have a healthy diet? Am I sleeping enough? Am I exercising? Moving myself every day? You don't have to have weights or even a machine, but am I moving myself every day? Am I seeking help from providers when needed? Remember, you do it for not just you, or when you don't do it, you're impacting not just you, but you're impacting the people that you love and that love you. So take care of yourself in these ways. So this that I'm talking about has been part of what I call my holistic approach to relationships. Grow yourself, grow your relationship. It's definitely about growing yourself into making sure that you're taking the best care of yourself, the care that your kids deserve for you to take with yourself. Because I'm sure you take really good care of them, and to pay attention to their sleep and their food and their exercise and their happiness, and do that for you so that you can continue to be that loving parent, that loving partner that you want to be. When you know that both you and your partner can be trusted, counted on to take good care, not just care, good care of themselves, and therefore will be healthy for a long time. It provides security, safety, and trust in your relationship. And that's what we all want. and need. Okay, so that's it for today. I just wanted, because so many people are having this issue about their partner or themselves, but their partner won't take care of him or herself. I just wanted to highlight it for you. So if you want to consider working with me, or you have questions you want to ask, give me a call. Here's my phone number, 206-390-5715. My email, Carol J. Henry, PhD, @gmail.com. You can also contact me through my website. It's called drcaroljhenry.com. And I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I would love to hear from you with questions. And if you want to work with me, I would love that too. Okay, take care and be healthy. Bye now.